It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Greetings, friends and fellow scholars. This week on Trash Can Tidbits, we delve into a great mystery. The mysteries and trivia regarding one of my favorite shows on primetime TV, Elementary. Beginning in 2012, hot on the heels of the hit BBC modern reboot of Sherlock Holmes, CBS began airing its own modern reboot of Sherlock. In this version, Sherlock, played by Johnny Lee Miller, is a British detective and recovering heroin addict living in New York City who is assigned a sober companion in the form of a former surgeon, Dr. Joan Watson, played by Lucy Liu. And over the course of 7 seasons, the two work with the NYPD to solve all manner of mysteries, from murder to world-changing crisis. This show recently had its series finale, and it was one of my personal favorite shows in recent memory. So much so that this week, I delve into 10 facts you may not know about Elementary. So the game's afoot, let's jump right in. Fact 1. Did you know that although the title of the show, Elementary, takes its name from one of the most recognizable one-liners of Sherlock Holmes, "Elementary, my dear Watson," that phrase has never actually been said in any of the novels or short stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He did, however, simply use the word elementary in the same text. We actually have actor Basil Rathbone to thank for the use of the phrase, having already played the famous detective in over a dozen films throughout the 1930s and 40s. Fact 2. Did you know that in one part of the series, Sherlock goes to work for MI6, also known as the British Secret Service, where another famous creation of British pop culture, James Bond, also works? Coincidentally or not, Johnny Lee Miller, who plays Sherlock on the show, has a James Bond connection of his own in real life. His grandfather was the late Bernard Lee, who appeared in 11 James Bond films as M, the head of MI6, and James Bond's boss. Fact 3. Did you know that prior to their respective stints as Sherlock Holmes, Johnny Lee Miller and fellow actor Benedict Cumberbatch, who played the role in the BBC reboot Sherlock, starred together in a play for the British National Theatre? They both starred in Frankenstein, and both actors alternated playing the title scientist and the monster each night. Coincidentally, the same play was also directed by Danny Boyle, who had directed Miller in the film Trainspotting and its 2017 sequel. Fact 4. Did you know that Lucy Liu's character of Dr. Watson has a family relation that makes reference to one of Liu's own film roles? In the show, Watson has a brother named Oren, which is the name of Lucy's character in the Kill Bill movies, but spelled differently as O-Ren. Fact 5. Did you know that the character Detective Marcus Bell, played by John Michael Hill, is yet another reference to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's life? Bell is named after Dr. Joseph Bell, a British surgeon who had very accurate detective skills similar to the fictional Sherlock Holmes, and is in fact considered to be the inspiration for Sherlock himself. Similarly, the character of NYPD Captain Tommy Gregson, played by Aidan Quinn, was named after Inspector Tobias Gregson, who appeared in one Conan Doyle story, A Study in Scarlet. Fact 6. Did you know that contrary to popular belief, the reason that Watson was a woman in this version was not to give the characters any romantic entanglements? The show's creator, Robert Doherty, said that his reasoning was that men and women can be best friends, live together, and not have any romantic involvement in each other whatsoever. It takes everybody's mind off the expectation that the characters should get together, when in fact, Sherlock and Joan have no romantic or sexual feelings for each other at all. Yet they are still best friends. That personally was my favorite aspect of the show. Fact 7. Did you know that Lucy Liu has directed 7 episodes of the show? In contrast, Johnny Lee Miller has also directed 3 episodes of the show, and one of the main writers and producers was John Paulson, an Australian actor best known to American audiences for playing the hotshot helicopter pilot Billy Baird in Mission Impossible 2. Finally, 9 episodes altogether were loosely adapted from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's writings. My personal favorite episode was Season 4, Episode 16, Hounded, which was a takeoff on The Hound of the Baskervilles. Fact 8. Did you know that during the show's early years, the producers tried to avoid any major similarities to its BBC counterpart, which was having its own great success at the same time? However, there is one small visual cue that pays homage to the other Sherlock series. In some episodes, Johnny Lee Miller will wear a scarf around his neck with his coat, the same way that Benedict Cumberbatch wore his scarf. Fact 9. Did you know that during the entire run of the show, Johnny Lee Miller had time to do one movie and a play in between filming episodes? In 2017, during the show's 6th season, Miller appeared bald for a few episodes. This is because he had dyed his hair blonde to reprise his role of Sick Boy in T2 Trainspotting. His hair was immediately shaved upon the film's completion. He also, prior to the show's final season, starred in a British play called Ink, which also had a successful Broadway run leading up to the show's final episode. Miller has also had the distinction of being the longest-running Sherlock Holmes in terms of overall appearances as the character in any medium, even surpassing Basil Rathbone. Fact 10. Did you know that scenes that take place on Sherlock's rooftop were filmed where one of the most famous sword duels in history was filmed? The location is called Silver Cup Studios and is located in Long Island City, New York. It was previously used for the famous rooftop fighting scene between Connor MacLeod and the Kurgan at Highlander. In Elementary, the location was used for Sherlock's beekeeping, which is a major hobby that was carried over from Arthur Conan Doyle's novels. So there you have it. Elementary was one of my favorite TV shows in recent memory, and doing this list was actually a lot of fun as it helped me remember what a great show it was, and I'm really going to miss it. Have you ever seen any episodes or know a fact or two about Sherlock Holmes? Please comment below. And I hope you enjoyed this week's list, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.